After listening to the John Moxley interview, not once, not twice, but 3 times, I had this realization. I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I always talk about how WWE needs better writers, how WWE's writing team needs to be better. But it seems like from Moxley's interview, from people's interviews, from people talking about being in the writing staff in the WWE, where people saying that the writers' times are being wasted. There was that one people tend to forget, but there's one caller on the Wrestling Observer newsletter called in, and his friend who's a writer vented to him, and he told I think Brian Alvarez or Gewurz, I can't remember who the hell he told this story to, but he told this whole story about how this writer's frustrated about everything in WWE, and Vince McMahon, since he's the one that's all end all be all, and John Moxley confirmed this to himself, and us wrestling fans, we've been saying it for years, everything goes through Vince. Vince has the final say in everything. You know what, Vince? Just fire these writers. Because what do you need with these writers? Because obviously, they're just wasting your time. And it seems like you don't care about budget cuts anyways, because you cut out the pyro, you cut out the stage designs, you cut out lighting to some effect to WWE. You might as well just say screw it. At this point, just fire all your writers. Because what's the point of these people working their asses off, trying to connect to these wrestlers, trying to filter these ideas, writing these promos and writing these skits to them when you're just going to shit all over it, not use it, not even care, and just pretty much just do your own shit. Because Vince McMahon, you know what he is? If you guys can't tell in the background, these are newspaper clippings. I've been a journalist at my junior college. I covered sports. I was a copy editor. I was a video editor. I did all this stuff. And you know what? I had an editor-in-chief who actually cared. I had an editor-in-chief that wanted to make sure everyone was doing good. And he would help us out if we were having troubles writing. He would help us out if we needed a story pitch or if we needed anything. That's what a good editor-in-chief does. Vince seems like that editor-in-chief. You give him a story, and you know what he does? Instead of freaking like looking over the story and saying, hey pal, this is what the edits I feel like you need to make, he takes over the story himself. He just said, oh, this was atrocious. What kind of shit was this? This is garbage. This isn't shit. This isn't good shit. I'm just going to take over the story. You can stand to the side. And then I just sit there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm at my computer or at my desk or whatever, seething. And you know why I'm seething? Do you know why I'm upset? Because you, the editor-in-chief, told me to cover this story. You, the editor-in-chief, told me to go over there, talk to this person, get some interviews, get some quotes, make an angle, and do a story. You're the person that told me to seek truth and report it, and you know what you made me do? You made me waste my fucking time. Because instead of trusting me to fix my own mistakes, instead of you having to trust in me to make this shit better, you just decide, no, it's not good enough. I need to take control of it. I get it, Vince. I understand. This is a system that you made. I'm Chase Oliver. I work a part-time job and an internship, and I barely make enough money to pay my student loans. You're Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm someone, when I make a YouTube video, I get pennies. You're someone that just shits and you get millions. I understand. I get that. I've used this phrase before, that you're the one that makes the money. There's a reason why you're sitting in the chair and I'm here armchair booking like a maniac. I get that, and I understand. Shouldn't have to listen to a guy like me. I don't have that much writing professionalism when it comes to professional wrestling. But then again, Dave Meltzer has never really wrestled matches, and he gives out the star ratings, and people treat that like the holy grail. I would like to think when someone comes to my videos and they want to know, hey, what does Chase think of Raw or SmackDown or Royal Rumble or whatever pay-per-view it is, they're looking at it saying, hey, this is this guy's opinion, and I just value this opinion, even if I don't agree with him, and that's fine if you don't agree. Even if you don't agree with me, you want to at least sit down and watch a video because you find me entertaining and you want to be entertained. That's what I do with WWE. I may not agree all the time. If you want to push Braun Strowman or push this wrestler or that wrestler or Chris Masters or Gene Snitsky and shit. But hell, when Chris Masters and Gene Snitsky and Carlito were getting pushed, and keep in mind, I didn't think Carlito was cool back then, and now I love that gimmick. But when they were getting pushed, I didn't like it, but guess what? I was entertained by when they were getting pushed. The writing was good. Nowadays, you have these writers and you don't seem to care about them. It's like their opinions don't even matter. So what's the point of having all these writers? What's the point of you having these people under contract if you're not going to listen to them and if you're not going to let them do their work? Because it's just like me with my newspaper journalism example. I want my work to be known. I want to do my work. I want to be able to show that I did a process and it went through. That's what these writers went through. They went through a process. Us human beings, we just want our work to be noticed. And I get it. I've never been in a writing room before. I get it. I don't know what it's like to be in the WWE system. But for many years on YouTube, I've been saying the writing's been bad and all this other stuff. There has to be a way to fix the system. And guess what? A guy who has been in the WWE, a top main event level guy, is saying the same thing that me and all these other YouTubers and podcasters have been saying since 2012. We've been saying this shit over and over and over again. I get it, Vince. You're the billionaire. You make the money. But you know what voice you need to listen to the most? Not the voice inside your head that says this is the idea because I think of it. You should be listening to the voices of the paid professional writers that you're giving money to. Because if you're giving these guys money to write you a show and produce a script, you need to trust them in doing so. You're allowed to make edits. You're allowed to tell them and help them and guide them to become better writers. But it seems like you don't do that, Vince. It seems like you let these guys turn in a draft, you edit the fuck out of it, you take control of it, and then you pretty much just say, what I say goes. And there's a reason why WWE is not getting better. And there's a reason why Raw and SmackDown are hard to watch. Because everything you touch right now, Vince, is micromanaged all crap. And these writers, instead of finding a way to work with these wrestlers to write better scripts and write better promos. And yes, I get it. Some people are saying, let the wrestlers be the wrestlers. Let the wrestlers be themselves. Sometimes wrestlers are just like us people. We need filters. We need help. Hell, I do these videos and I have notes. Why do I have notes? So I don't ramble all the way through. Hell, I'm one hell of a rambler. I can ramble all day. But I got to get to the point. And that's the thing with some of these wrestlers. Some of these wrestlers believe I can go out there and if I talk and if I do this and that and that and that, yeah, that's awesome, but let me concise this point for you. That's what a writer should be there for, to help let a wrestler get better and improve. Look at Gerwartz and look at The Rock. When those two were working together, they created magic. But I don't think we're ever going to see that magic again. Because Vince McMahon just has these writers that he's paying money to for whatever reason, and they're not being able to do their own job. And that's the worst part of it. So if anything I took from the Jon Moxley interview, it wasn't that Jon Moxley was bitter. I think he praised the company pretty well. He thanked them for allowing them to, live his career, get his name value up, pretty much meet the love of his life in Renee Young, helped them with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I think he praised the company pretty well, and the company treated Jon Moxley pretty well with the WWE Championship, IC Championship, US Tag, Grand Slam Championship, Money in the Bank holder, member of one of the hottest factions in the Shield. Hell, Jon Moxley didn't seem to mind all that much because he did finish his contract at the end of the day. Because he felt that was best. I don't think Jon Moxley has a problem with the company. I don't think he's bitter. But I think he's just like us. A fan frustrated with the writing process of the WWE.